Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers. So this video isn't a Big Finish review. It's more of a discussion video. So this is my part. So for this discussion video, I thought I'd try and make a discussion video where people can comment down below and see what their opinions are. So my question is to you: who do you consider to be the most underrated incarnation of the Doctor? Now, when I say stuff like this, I mean so many people overlook so many different Doctors. I mean, people go to Patrick Troughton instead of like William Hartnell. People prefer Tom Baker to Sylvester McCoy, you know, so on and so on and so on. So I thought, why not sit here and think and say, who do I think is the most underrated incarnations of the Doctor? So basically, I've put 5 versions of the Doctor that I think is highly underrated. So in 5th place, it is the 8th Doctor, played by Paul Mcgann. Yes, admittedly, Paul Mcgann does suffer a lack of TV adventures apart from the TV movie and Night of the Doctor, but he has done some good stuff in Big Finish. I mean, I've just downloaded Spotify onto my Xbox, and I've found out, thanks to my good friend Thomas Stevens telling me that Spotify has added a load of Big Finish stuff, so I actually sat down and listened to Sword of the Orion, which is a fantastic story against the 8th Doctor versus the Cybermen. It's just an absolutely classic Doctor v Cybermen story, and I just absolutely genuinely love it. And there is a review coming out on this story as well, by the way, and that will be tomorrow's video, or possibly Wednesdays. I haven't made my mind up when that video is going to be coming out. But the 8th Doctor basically has, for me, improved a lot since I started sitting down, listening to a lot of Big Finish audios. I mean, for Paul Mcgann at the moment, I've listened to him in Light at the End, the Time War 1 box set. I've listened to Sword of the Orions today. I've actually listened to Max Warp as well, earlier today as well. There will be a review coming out for Max Warp as well. So, yeah, I pretty much think Paul Mcgann's Doctor is very, very, like, underrated. But if you listen to him in Big Finish, I'm afraid his Doctor does move up a lot. I mean, I will be doing a video at the end of the year of ranking each version of the Doctor, once again an updated version, because I think by the end of the year I'm going to listen to a ton of a load of Big Finish by the end of the year, and I really think Paul Mcgann's Doctor is the one I want to listen to the most, because yes, admittedly I do want to listen to all of the Doctors. Paul Mcgann's Doctor, for me, is starting to move up, because he used to be my second to least favourite Doctor, and he is starting to move up. And I consider him to be very underrated because, one, he hasn't got many TV adventures. If he had more TV adventures, I think people might kind of like warm up to the 8th Doctor, but thanks to Big Finish, I'm starting to warm up to the 8th Doctor now. I think he's a lot better than what we see in the TV stuff, like in the movie Night of the Doctor. The 4th Doctor I think that is very underrated is the 3rd Doctor. Yeah, even though John Pertwee is, of course, my 4th favourite Doctor, I think in the fandom he is very underrated. When I'm literally talking to some of my friends on Facebook and they're like, oh, the Tom Baker era is pretty good. Yes, I know about the Tom Baker era. Oh, the Patrick Troughton. I'm like, because we've got 2 great iconic Doctors, the 2nd and the 4th Doctor, people are not really going in looking into the 3rd Doctor's run. Yes, the 3rd Doctor is stuck on Earth. Yes, he is stuck in exile. But the thing is, though, the 3rd Doctor has got some fantastic stuff going on for his Doctor. Some amazing stuff going on for his Doctor. He literally is working for UNIT. We have the UNIT stories. We've got the Brigadier. We've got Dalek's return after 5 years. We have Jo Grant, and she's a very important companion to the 3rd Doctor. We have Santarans, basically. We have so many iconic monsters. Like, even one of my favourite John Pertwee stories of all time is basically the 3 Doctors, where you got him with Patrick Troughton and William Hartnell, and they all just absolutely fantastic. And people really don't really look to the 3rd Doctor quite a lot. I mean, yeah, I have tried getting one of my friends into Doctor Who, and I've given them a load of DVDs, and specifically a load of them are the 3rd Doctor's era, because not many people do go back and watch the 3rd Doctor's era, because I really think in the Doctor Who fandom, Pertwee's era since 1970 has dropped a lot, and it should not have done. It's still one of the best eras out there. It's somewhere, for me, it's like, for me, if I was going to say my top 5 favourite Doctor's eras, You got Tom Baker the highest, Sylvester McCoy very high as well, on the same level as Tom. Patrick Troughton is literally a bit lower than Sylvester, but I just do enjoy Patrick Troughton a lot more. John Pertwee, for me, is back up to the same level as Sylvester and Tom Baker. And then, of course, we have Peter Capaldi, who is, like, that-ish. Where you got, like, as I say, you got the 4th, 7th, and 3rd Doctors very up here, and you got 2 Doctors in my top 5, like here. And then the other Doctors, I see him, are very, very kind of like low. I'm going to do a bar chart for you all so you can see what I mean by that. But for me, the 3rd Doctor's era doesn't really get a lot of praise, and I think it should do. 3rd Doctor now, who I think is most underrated, it is the 1st Doctor. Yes, I mean this by far, because I don't really see people going back and rewatching a load of William Hartnell stories, and I have tried to get a few people into William Hartnell's Doctor. I showed one of my friends ages ago The Unearthly Child, and he just didn't like The Unearthly Child. He didn't like Hartnell's Doctor. But I did say to him, he does mellow over the course of the series. Hartnell does mellow. He mellows, and he becomes more softer and stuff. But people just don't really connect with the 1st Doctor, and I really think that's a big shame, because the 1st Doctor, he is the original Doctor. Now you're probably going, but no, he ain't, because there's all this Time Lord Child story arc. I went, right. The one thing I'm going to say to you about this Time Lord story arc thing, get it out of your head, right? Throw it into a bin. Hartnell, for me, is still the 1st Doctor. Yes, we've got the Ruth Doctor. Yes, we've got the Morbius Doctors. Yes, we have those children versions of the Doctor. Just scrap all that out of your head for now, and just pull it into a little pile, into a box, lock up the box, and you will save that for the next Chibnall story. Hartnell, for me, he is absolutely fantastic, and he was the one that started off the show. 2nd Doctor, who I consider to be most underrated in the Doctor Who fandom, is Christopher Eckelson. You don't really see people watching a lot of Eckelson. I mean, on Facebook groups and stuff, on Twitter, people are like going, "Oh, I've watched a David Tennant story. Oh, I've watched a Matt Smith story. Oh, I've watched a Peter Capaldi." Nobody seems to go back and watch Eckelson. I mean, why not? Eckelson is a phenomenal Doctor. For me, he has only 1 series. He's absolutely fantastic. I really want to listen to his Big Finish stuff. Like, I'm saying this now. He's gone into Big Finish recently, and I want to get every single one he's done for Big Finish, because Eccleston's 9th Doctor is phenomenal. Phenomenal, people. Phenomenal. Sit down, watch Series 1 again. You'll just be flat out amazed by it, because Series 1 is absolutely fantastic. And it's 17 years old, Series 1 is. Well, the first episode is 17 years old. By the end of June, at the end of June, it's gonna be 17 years since season 1 was broadcast. So it is a phenomenal series. It's got no bad stories in it. It's got no bad stories. There's a couple of Doctors I can say that have got no bad stories in it, and the Doctors I can actually say that is for 9, 4, apart from there's 3 stories I don't really like in the 4th Doctor era, but they're not as bad as other Doctors. Like, I mean, here's looking at Colin Baker's era for the Twin Dilemma, and that is a terrible story. It's like a pile of poop. Ooh, just get the Twin Dilemma out of my collection. No, just get rid of the Twin Dilemma. Just get rid of the Twin Dilemma. Never watch the Twin Dilemma. If you want to watch the Colin Baker story, jump into season 22 or 23. Never, ever watch the Twin Dilemma, because it is absolutely terrible. But Eckelson is the most underrated Doctor in modern Who. Not many people do go back and rewatch his era and stuff, and I really think to myself going, how can you say this? I mean, come on, how can you sit there and say Eckelson is so underrated? No, he's actually overrated. He's got some great stuff in the series, and people are just like, oh, let's not watch Eckelson. Eckelson has only got 1 series. When you go to Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, they all got 3 series. Even Jodie's got 3 series. Eckelson left after 1. Yes, he left after 1 because he was having problems with the BBC, you morons. That's the one I've had to say. He was having trouble with Russell T Davies and some people in the BBC. That's why he left. So go back and rewatch Series 1 of Modern Who, because that is a phenomenal series. And of course, for the most underrated Doctor in first place, who I think it is, because not many people I hear people talk about on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitter, and it is Matt Smith's Doctor, the 11th Doctor, because Matt Smith's Doctor is in between two, in people's eyes, he's stuck in between two incarnations of the Doctor that are great for modern Who. You've got Tennant here, and then you got Capaldi here. Yeah, and you got Matt Smith, like, in between the two Doctors. Oh, people are like, oh, Tennant's the best Doctor. And I'm like, what? You got people going, oh, Peter Capaldi's the best Doctor. I'm like, he ain't the best Doctor. Admitting he's the best Doctor for modern Who, but he isn't the best Doctor in general. And that's the one thing I have to say. Capaldi isn't the best Doctor in general. He's just he's my favourite modern Doctor, because I feel so much of the classic Doctors in him, specifically in Series 10. I see a bit of Tom Baker with the cheekiness, and especially in Series 9 as well. I see John Pertwee's Doctor in him with his like costumes and stuff from Series 8 and onwards. But for me, Matt Smith's Doctor is very underlooked now these days. I mean, my favourite era growing up was the Matt Smith era. David Tennant went, I weren't really too keen on the Tennant era back at Thomas Adams. I remember me and my best mate, Jamie Ellsworth, we had an hour discussion at lunchtime between the 10th Doctor and the 11th Doctor. And yeah, we had a bit of an argument saying, oh, he was going, oh, the 10th Doctor's amazing, you know, so-and-so. And I'm like, what about the 11th Doctor? Appreciate the 11th Doctor. The 11th Doctor, for me, if he is so much like his second incarnation played by Pat Troughton. It's like you got Troughton and Matt Smith combined into one, and then you've got one epic Doctor for all the facial impressions. I love the fact that you go, the castle, yes, the castle. I love the way it goes, take me with my legs, with the legs. Well, like when he's there talking, he goes, these are, you know, undercommon officers. I'm codenamed the Doctor, and these are my assistants, the legs, the nose, and Mrs. Robinson. I hate you. No, you don't. I really like Matt Smith's Doctor. He's just absolutely fantastic. He's my second favourite modern Doctor for me, after Peter Capaldi, and then you've got Eckelson just below Matt Smith. I just really do enjoy Matt Smith's Doctor. He's very childish-like. He's very in your face, and sometimes, I mean, when you've got some epic moments that goes, today's not a good day to find out why I have so many. I just really do enjoy the Matt Smith run. So that is it for me. Like, which Doctors do I feel are like so underrated when they should be overrated? So thank you for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe, share, and let me know in the comments, what are your favourite, which Doctors do you think is underrated, and who are your favourite Doctors? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.